Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is 2,000 points, it's 8th edition, and the Tau Empire will take on the Imperial Fists. So, a fresh game here for 8th edition. Very much looking forward to seeing these two armies collide on this desert terrain. Imperial compound just here, a dried out riverbed running across the table, and then rock formations, craters as well, dead trees and scrub all across this terrain here. But it'll be on this battlefield that the Imperial Fists and Tau will do battle. Expect some long range heavy firepower to be exchanged between these two sides. Alright, so welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000, 8th edition. It's 2,000 points, and it is Tau versus Imperial Fists. Track record for the Tau at the moment is very, very good indeed. They have done well so far, but they're going to take on a new foe here, an Imperial Fist army experimental. Just seeing how Space Marines work now in 8th edition. Opportunity for the Tau to pick up a victory here. But it will be a different fight for them compared to the other armies that they've had to face. So, Commander Pinpoint leads the force. This is Battle Forge, so it's 3 command points, and then a battalion detachment, so 6 command points in total, and then a super heavy attached as well. So Commander Pinpoint is the army commander. Triple fusion blaster for him, 2 gun drones as well, and a multi-tracker, so he gets to reroll 1s when he shoots. His weapons all at the same target. There is a second HQ, it's the Ethereal, just here, no upgrades for him. Then troops is strike teams, 4 of them here, 4 units of 6, each of the squad leaders carrying a marker light, and then 2 of the squads have DS8 tactical support turrets. 2 units of breachers as well, units of 6 with a leader, no other upgrades for them. Then onto elites, it is Crisis Battlesuits, big fan of those, a unit of 3 of them, all armed with double fusion blaster, and multi-trackers for them as well, and then each of them has taken 2 drones each as well, so it's 6 drones in total to help protect that unit. Then for heavy support, 2 broadsides, both armed exactly the same. They have high yield missile pods, smart missile systems, and then advanced targeting system for them as well, so that's a further -1 on their AP when they shoot with their weapon systems. Each of them has taken 2 drones to protect them as well, both armed exactly the same. 1 ghost kill has made it in with 2 fusion blasters, and then the cyclic iron raker. For him, 2 stealth drones protecting him. Also, advanced targeting system as well to improve his firepower, and then target lock as well, so there's no restriction when he advances and shoots with his weapons. Then, finally, about 1/4 of the army, or 1/4 of the points, has been spent on a well-kitted out Storm Surge here. It is armed with cluster rocket systems, 2 smart missile systems, 2 flamers, 4 destroyer missiles, and then the pulse driver cannon, the main gun, just on top. And then advanced targeting system for him as well, a 4+ invuln save with a shield generator, and also velocity tracker also, so there's no minus for shooting at the flyers, or units that can fly. So that's the Tau list. It has done well so far, but it'll be interesting. Imperial Fists here, they pack a mean punch. They can exchange long-range firepower, no problem at all. In fact, with long-range firepower, they may even exceed the Tau here. We'll have to see. We'll check out Imperial Fists. James is going to run them. We'll run through and see what the Imperial Fists have. Right, so Imperial Fists here. James very happy to run them here, looking for to deal out a bit of painful damage to the Tau, seeking to humble them with the might of the Imperial Fists. We'll see if he can do it. So a familiar list to how the Imperial Fists used to be in 7th. Obviously it's been adapted here for 8th edition, but some familiar units being used. It is an experimentation to see how well this kind of loadout works now in 8th edition, and indeed against the Tau. So it is a battalion detachment. It's Battle Forge, so 6 command points. Nice healthy start for them. So 2 HQs, 1 librarian with a force stave just here, and the powers you rolled up
Might of Heroes.
Might of Heroes.
And Veil of Time.
Veil of Time. Alright, so that's the 2 powers he can use. Then we've got a Chaplain Terminator with a Storm Bolter just there. Then for troops, have gone for 3 troops. You have to for the battalion detachment. So 1 tactical squad with Sergeant with bolt pistol, chainsword, las cannon and a plasma in that team. Then in Rhinos, 1 squad of 8 with a plasma gun, sergeant and bolt pistol and chainsword, and then a squad of 7 with plasma gun and then sergeant with bolt pistol and chainsword as well. Then for the Rhinos, they have been improved. So I've taken a double storm bolter for these. You're allowed to now with the 8th edition index for Space Marines. And then I haven't modelled them on yet, but planning to add them, and that's Hunter Killer Missiles on both of those as well. Just to mention, Tenacious Survivor for him, and the same for Commander Pinpoint as well. He's taken that Warlord trait as well. And then keeping in theme with the army how it used to be, sort of air domination with flyers and anti-aircraft. So this is the combination we've gone for. So Storm Talon gunship here with Skyhammer missile launchers and twin assault cannon. And then a new unit, haven't used it yet at all. It's a debut here on the channel, and that's the Stormhawk Interceptor. With 2 assault cannons available on that, and then the Skyhammer missile launchers as well, and then I have paid the points for the Las Talon weapon on there. So a lot of long-range, heavy firepower available for this Imperial Fist list. James saying he feels pretty confident using it here. And then one more, it's the Hunter, and then I have paid the points for the Sky Spear missile launcher, and also a Storm Bolter and a Hunter Killer Missile as well with a spare 6 points. So just a little bit of firepower available here. Well, not a little bit, there's a fair amount of firepower available here for this Imperial Fist army. Quite eager to take on the Tau and teach them a lesson. So that's the list. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next. So the mission is Secure and Control. It's mission number 5. Just gradually working our way through the new missions here. So that's in the Match to Play missions section in the rulebook. Search and Destroy, the deployment zone we've gone for here. So Tau will be at this end, holding Imperial Compound. Objective just here for the Tau, just at the door of this Ultramarines container. And then across the other side will be James's deployment zone, and just there is his objective. So the deployment zone is like a box here. It runs along here, and then there's the centre of the table. You have to be 9 inches back, so it's like a crescent shape just there. And then deployment zone runs along this way, and then it's the same for the Imperial Fists on the other side. So that's the deployment zone. Each objective is worth 3 points. Whoever has the most models on the objective counts as securing it within 3 inches. First Blood, Slay the Warlord and Linebreaker available as well in this scenario. So that pattering sound is rain coming down outside. Not really appropriate for this desert battle, but there's not much we can do to stop the elements here. But we will go on to deployment next. We'll start putting units out on the table. Right, then, just to mention the battle mat that we're using in this game, it's called Sands of Time. It's by gamemat.eu. They produce battle mats here for games of Warhammer 40,000, also other gaming systems as well. You can use them. So, nice desert theme, this one here. The terrain goes nicely on top, and some scrub and some rocks just to blend it all in. It's made from that sort of mouse mat material, so it's rubber underneath. And then another material with the design printed on top. It's nice and soft, nice and quiet for dice rolling. And then models, if they fall over, if they're lead or fine cast, they don't take damage and chipped and so on. So very nice mats indeed. GameMat.eu also produce terrain as well for use in your games of Warhammer 40,000 and other gaming systems as well. But you can check them out. It's GameMat.eu. Okay, so deployment done. The 2 armies facing off against each other diagonally across the table here. So Tau gun line has been set up. Breachers just hiding behind the container here, just using line of sight blocking terrain to keep them out of trouble. Just to mention terrain, these are all hills, so we're just using line of sight rules for these. The only cover available is obstacles that can slow tanks down. and a fence here as well. And then the craters, we are going to use the crater rule for them. Units wholly inside the actual crater itself will gain +1 to their cover save. So breaches just here. Then on top, this Fire Warrior squad are getting ready to set up their DS8 turret. The other squad with the DS8 turret just there. Broadside just there. Ethereal right on top of the objective, just granting that 6-inch bubble to the units around him. Another Fire Warrior squad just here in the open. Broadside just here. Fire Warrior squad behind the barricade. Breacher squad just again out of line of sight, just hiding here amongst the rocks. And then the Storm Surge, a nice commanding view across the table, getting ready to lay down its anchors towards the Imperial Fists across the battlefield just over there. Then right over in the corner here, infiltrating, is the Ghost Kill. He is just here with a view of the Imperial Fist. Bit of a distracting unit, getting ready to move in or to stay out of trouble. We'll see what happens as the game develops. Then for the Imperial Fists, James arraying his firepower ready to go against the Tau, who are over there. So Centurion Devastators on this flank, just behind the rocks. And then inside this Rhino is an 8-man team with the plasma gun. They've been joined by the Imperial Space Marine and the Librarian characters inside there. The Hunter just behind. James gone into combat squads here. Las Cannon team just in amongst the rocks here. Plasma gun team just there. 7-man plasma gun team just inside this Rhino. And then the Storm Talon gunship just at the back here. And then the Interceptor, the Stormhawk Interceptor, just at the very back corner there. A lot of heavy guns James can use on his first turn. He will go first unless the Tau sees the initiative, which they do have a habit of doing. We'll just cover reserves for both sides. So for the Imperial Fists, these are inside their Rhinos, then deep striking down or teleporting with both the Terminator Chaplain and the regular Terminators. And then I reckon I missed covering those in the army description, possibly. So it's Stormbolters for each of these, Assault Cannon for this Terminator, and then Power Fists for 4 of them, and then the Sergeant does have a Power Sword. Then here for the Tau, Commander Pinpoint and his trusty Crisis team of Fusion Blasters. They're getting ready to Manta Strike down turn 1 onwards. So that's reserves for both sides. Okay, so the scene is set here. I'm looking forward to this one, seeing how both sides dish out their long-range firepower. James does have a lot that he can use, and so do the Tau. So expect some long-range, an exchange of firepower between the two armies straight away. And then I wonder how each army is going to try and claim the other's objective. I think a lot of killing's got to take place first before either side can worry about moving on to objectives. So we'll go on to the first turn. It should be Imperial Fists, but we'll roll up here. Let Commander Pinpoint have a go at Seize Initiative. Oh, 6. I was expecting a 6 there, but they don't. So Imperial Fists will... do we use a reroll? You are allowed to, I think.
Technically you are.
Yeah, okay. So... we'll give it a go. There's no harm in trying. 6. 1 command point expended, but we have seized the initiative with Commander Pinpoint. Yeah, no, we've checked the rules here. It's before or during a battle. You can use a stratagem up. So, yeah, we're happy to have spent out a command point there. And the Tau have seized the initiative. It's handy that, having the ability to have another go at rolling a 6. James shaking his head here in dismay. So, we'll let the Tau make the first move. Whether that's wise or not, we'll have to see. But Tau have a chance to eliminate perhaps some of the nastier targets here that the Imperial Fists have. But we'll see. We'll go on to Tau turn 1 coming up next. All guns, open fire. Alright, so movement phase finished. For the tower, quite straightforward here for the main gun line, just holding position, waiting to see what the Imperial Fists do. DS8 turrets have been set up, one on top of the container here, and then one just in amongst the ammunition just there. Broadside's holding position. We'll be able to go anchors down at the end of the shooting phase, I believe, here for the Storm Surge. So he'll fire just a normal ballistic skill at the moment. And then there has been activity, though, for the tower on the two flanks. The Ghost Kill's moved out about 8 inches, just getting within Fusion Blaster range of this Rhino here, so starting the attack. Again, Commander Pinpoint seizing the initiative and immediately taking the fight to the enemy here. It seems to be a trademark of him, a lot more bolder than he used to be. Instead of hiding and ducking and diving with marker drones, he's now leading the force right from the front, which is a good way to use a tower commander. But he has landed and he's gone after James's premium unit here. So it was an opportunity that couldn't be missed. A pinpoint strike here, Commander Pinpoint landing ahead of him with his crisis team and drones coming down as well. The Centurion Devastators have been selected as their targets. So, damn it, that's 420 points there, waiting to be snapped up by a tower commander ambush. Yeah, no, James has put him at a severe disadvantage here with the tower seizing the initiative. But we've seized initiative and we will not give it back. So we'll go on to no psychers for the tower. We'll go on to shooting phase for them next. So tower reserves are all on the table now, so the tower have nothing left to bring onto the board. Remember, James still has the Terminators available. They're 2 wounds each now, so it's a nasty unit that could turn up anywhere. There's no scatter. They'll turn up exactly where James wants them to arrive. And the Chaplain, Titus, is with them as well. So sit back and enjoy the shooting phase, and then don't panic. I'm sure there'll be plenty of fight still left in this Imperial Fist force, but they have to weather a tower storm of fire here on turn 1. So we're getting ready to unleash the might of tower firepower next. Alright, so we'll start here. We're going to start with this Fusion Blaster team. They're going to fire at the Centurion Devastators. So it is 6 shots with their Fusion Blasters. Multi-trackers for these, so we'll re-roll 1s. Here, generating another hit, so 3 hits coming through. These are AP -4, so James will get a 6+ save. We'll try and wound first of all. We do with 2 5s and a 6, so we'll let James roll up some 6s. Here. Well done, he does roll 1. He's thinking about using a command point. Does have 6 to use. The tower cheekily pulled out a 6.
Do you know what? I will spend a stratagem point because you seized the initiative, didn't you?
Okay. Right, okay, he's changed his mind. He reckons they're going to die anyway. Roll a dice to see what you would have got. Go on. I don't usually do this, but... 5, no, it's okay. Justified. Alright, so that's 3 wounds coming through here. No, James saved 1. Okay, so you saved 1. So it's 2d6 damage. Roll these 1 at a time. The first one is a 5, so you can remove a model. Next one is a 6. You can remove another one. Ouch, that's all I can say. Alright, so that was pretty good. It's just 1 Centurion Devastator left. I reckon Pinpoint here will maybe split his fire. We'll see what he decides to do. Okay, so sort of triangulating firepower here. This broadside is going to fire next. So we've granted reroll 1s here from the Imperial, so it will apply to him. He's a battle suit. And he's going to fire down here with the high yield missile pod. Going to try and take out the Centurion Devastator. Quite poor. Very poor roll indeed. So just 2 hits. 3s to wound. Nothing. So no damage at all from the broadside. Okay, let's try and choose another unit to shoot with now. Okay, it's just resolved a bit of other shooting here, just trying to get some marker lights away here. So this squad, all of the marker lights firing through, all of them missing except 1, and that 1 hit went against the Storm Talon just here. So I can get to reroll 1s now with the Storm Surge firing. Turrets fired as well. Turret on top of the container, missed. Turret on top of the container, wounded once here on James's Rhino, but he passed a 4+ save, rolling a 5. So that's all that resolved. I want to do that first. in order to get the reroll ones here for the Storm Surge against the Storm Talon, and then also to fire the Pulse Driver Cannon down here. I'm going to try and clear him away and let Commander Pinpoint choose other targets to shoot at. So, Pulse Driver Cannon. It's D3 shots. Roll a 6. 3 shots. We need 4s to hit. Only the 1. We'll use a command point. Need a 4. Failed. Another command point used up. So just the 1 hit coming through. Strength 10.
Toughness
2s to wound. Does wound. Yeah, it's AP -4. So you're on a 6 to save. 6 is to save here. Close. All right. Command point. No. Okay. It's very hard to roll that 6. So it's D6 points of damage. It is a 6, right? So Centurion Devastator gone. Pulse Driver Cannon has done well. Has picked up first blood as well here for the tower. Cluster rocket system now going after the Storm Talon. That is 16, 17, 18 shots. So James hard to hit here, but we have velocity tracker, so that will get +1 against flyers. So it's 4s we're looking for. The marker light on there means that we can reroll 1s, which is just that 1 dice. It doesn't generate another hit, so still a good number of hits coming through. We're on 5s to wound. Yeah, it's not bad for stripping wounds away on James's flyer. So he's got 5 saves to make here. So actually a 3+ armor save reduced by 1, so it's 4+ to save these. And he saves 3 of them, so just 2 wounds coming through. Not bad. Storm Talon's still in pretty good shape. So James is marking that with an 8. We're counting wounds down now. It seems to be an easier way of tracking wounds on multiple wound targets. So that's the Storm Surge finished. We're going to hold with the Destroy missiles. No panic there with those. We'll wait for the improved ballistic skill. And besides, didn't get enough marker light hits anyway to use them efficiently. So 1 broadside left to fire over there, and Commander Pinpoint also. Alright, so Commander Pinpoint's going to go after the Rhino here with all 3 shots. Needing 2s. They all hit. 3s to wound. They all wound. He's done this before. It's AP -4, so it's just 3d6 damage. And pop, he's done it again with his strike. Commander Pinpoint has popped a Rhino here. Let James roll up to see if it explodes. No, okay, he's thankful he didn't get a 6 this time around. So Rhino gone. We will deploy the units from inside. All right, so James deploying here in 3 inches. We're keeping the Rex on the table. They're just for aesthetics here. They don't count as anything. They don't block line of sight. They don't restrict movement in any way. But just the Rhino's gone up in smoke there. If it had have exploded, would have removed the model from play. So deploying there with them. We'll continue on with the shooting here. We do have the drones, whose closest target now is the Space Marines. So we'll fire at that squad. Okay, and then drones firing through. Now, we've calculated the shooting here. 3 Space Marines brought down from that squad. You can imagine them climbing out of the burning Rhino here and then just being peppered here with drone pulse carbine fire. So it's a nasty attack here on this flank, eating away the Imperial Fist position. But Hope is still alive. The Librarian is alive, just here. And then also the Imperial Space Marine with his disintegrator gun as well. So I think we've finished round this flank. There's still broadside to fire, and then we need to go across the other side of the table with the Ghost Kill closing in on the Imperial Fist left-hand flank. Right, so Ghost Kill here, it's going to go after this Rhino. No marker light help at all, so we're going to go over... Yeah, we'll go overcharging the Cyclic Iron Raker. 2 Fusion Blasters in range as well. There's a 1, which we can't... we've already used a stratagem, so we have to take a mortal wound on him. But we've got 2 hits. Strength 8, so 3s to wound. 1 of them wounds. So at -2 here because of the advanced targeting system. So James on a 5+ save.
Come on. No.
Close. D3 points of damage on overcharge. Oh, roll 6. 3 wounds taken on the Rhino. Tau dice rolls on fire here. Alright, so... 2 Fusion Blasters now, needing 4s. Double 3, yes. And we can't, James, fist pumps here. And we cannot use any command points here to try and reroll those. So, hardly any effect here from the Ghost Skill. But he is a distraction here for the Imperial Fists on their left-hand flank. Alright, so the last bit of shooting, just resolve that. The broadside just over there, firing through and bringing down 3 of the Tactical Marines, just within range, 36. So, from this squad... James just has a plasma gun left. The rest are dead. So it's been pretty devastating from the Tau. Season initiative. James says his blood is boiling here at the moment. He's turning into a Blood Angels Death Company Marine at the moment. So revenge is the word for him at the moment. He wants to seek revenge. Now, the way the game's working at the moment, it's 3 points to the objectives. Tau have nudged ahead because of First Blood. For James to equal that up, he's got to go for the line breaker, which is the Tau deployment zone here. He's not sure if he can shift the Tau off of their deployment zone or off of the objective, but also slay the Warlord is going to be a crucial objective point. There's Commander Pinpoint. James does have the Terminators to land and arrive. Now he's got to strip away the drones first in order to get to the other targets. So difficult task, but James may well turn his entire army against Commander Pinpoint and try and slay him. So we'll see what he can do. We'll just roll up some morale here. The Lone Marine will need to take a morale test. James rolls a 5. Going to calculate this. Could be trouble. We can re-roll. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So James just re-rolled there. Off camera, he rolled a 1. That's kept morale good. So a plasma gun here available. Disintegrator gun here. And Librarian. Doesn't look much, but there's some nasty firepower and a psychic phase available for James. Plus any deep strikers that arrive. And he may well turn the flyers here against Commander Pinpoint as well. So that is the end of the turn. It has been devastating from the Tau after they've seized the initiative. They have grasped this game here. Their gun line looks strong, and an attack happening on both of the flanks, on this flank especially, very effective indeed. But now we'll hand over to the Imperial Fists. They've been battered here by the Tau. Enraged, the Tau have began this battle and have caused significant damage, but now the Imperial Fists have a chance to strike back. We'll see what James decides to do on Imperial Fist turn 1 coming up next. Right, so on to the first turn here for the Imperial Fist. It's frustrating when so much happens in the game and you haven't even had a chance to move any models or shoot. So James happy to get that painful first turn finished, and now he can start reacting to the Tau on his turn 1. So priority is to take out the Tau threat on that flank. If it's ignored, it's just going to eat away at the Imperial Fist and roll up the flank and then threaten the objectives. So James has a chance, whilst he still has plenty of firepower still available. 2 flyers are pretty much intact. I'm sure he'll use those to lend some fire support against Commander Pinpoint just there. Not sure if he has the resources to go after the Tau objective with the tactical Marines. Tau look pretty strong here, so he may well just hunker down and try and guarantee securing his own objective just there. If James can kill Commander Pinpoint and keep his own Warlord alive, that'll equal the game up. James could even play for the draw here for pride. He may well play it that way. So James may well go after the line breaker option, but so too the Tau. They could go for it as well, and it could be that single point that achieves victory for either side. So early stages in this game, but already thinking about the final points at the end. It is quite fixed here with this scenario. So yeah, because if the Tau lose their attacks here on both flanks, then it'll be down to these units, not particularly fast, to try and make an advance on the objective. And it is some distance away. But we'll see. So we're just talking about Centurion Devastators. Perhaps doubts cast over them. It was 420 points there in that unit. It is a deadly unit indeed, but it's been seen as quite vulnerable here in this game. Commander Pinpoint ambushing them in a deadly fashion. Maybe a better way would be to protect them inside a vehicle, or even if you are going to go first in a game, just in case siege initiative happens, perhaps put them out of line of sight, and then on your first turn, if you do go first, then move them out into a good firing position. That may well be an option there, but they were caught out there on that flank. Maybe there's a more efficient way of getting 6 las cannons in the army for less points than 420 and better protected. Not sure about that. We will cover James's movement now. So movement here, squad falling back onto the objective just here, along with the Rhino that's popped smoke just here, just trying to bide time. James, at the moment, these units not really a match for the Ghost Kill, so just trying to stay away from that whilst he puts his full weight of firepower against Commander Pinpoint. So Storm Talon moving across, getting ready. And he needs units that can strip the drones away, and then he needs the heavier firepower to then destroy the Crisis Battlesuit and Commander. Librarian closing in, Imperial Space Marine, glad to see him in the army, Brother Australis. Plasma gun moving in. Terminators have arrived here, 9 inches away from the Tau units. Chaplain, oh there he is, he's just there. Stormhawk moving across as well, and then moving, keeping this model still, but moving the other Marines around to lend a bit of fire support as well. And then Hunter holding position also. Will fire pretty efficiently at battlesuits actually, because they have the fly ability. James will be on +1 to hit them. So that's movement done for the Imperial Fists. I reckon it is an army that's been configured to have heavy firepower, and he needs it here. We'll see how efficiently he can take on these Crisis Battlesuits and drones. So Psychic Phase first, we'll see what the Librarian can do. Okay, so Psychic Phase done. Might of Heroes went off on the Terminators, so +1 strength.
Toughness.
And attack.
Strength and attacks.
Nice. That's a good power, that. And the other one you tried to cast was Veil of Time and failed there. You did use a stratagem to try and reroll one of the dice, but still only scored a 5, needing a 6 to make that go off. So Psychic Phase done. Just buffed the Terminators there, and that's it. So we're on to Shooting Phase next. We'll see if the Imperial Fists can reply here against the Tau attack. Alright, so brace yourselves here. Imperial Fists are going to launch their firepower at the Tau Crisis Battlesuits, drones and Commander. So, tactics here. The drones count as a separate unit. James is going to try and strip away this larger unit of 6. They are in coherency just about there, but that is 1 unit of 6 drones. James needs to get rid of those with small arms fire, and then fire the heavy weapons to eliminate the Crisis Battlesuits. So it's a grinding process. He's selected the Terminators first of all. They're going to fire all of their weapons, including the assault cannon, at the drones unit just here. So Storm Bolters first of all. James is going to fire. So rapid fire 2 here, nicely in range to let rip with a load of shots. 3s to hit.
That is respectable.
That's decent, yeah, that's really good. Strength 4, we are toughness 4, so it's 4s to wound. And not so good at all. Just 3. So just 3. 4+ to save. He has brought down 2. We'll see what the assault cannon can do next. That is 6 shots now. It's quite a nasty weapon. Just amplifies their firepower. 3s to hit. That's good. 3s to wound, and this will be AP -2.
-1.
-1, sorry, yeah. Excellent dice roll. 5 out of 5 wounds. So our saves drop to 5+. And he has managed to bring down 2 more. Still 2 drones remain alive. The chaplain may want to contribute with his firepower from his Stormbolter. Okay, so that's the situation at the moment. Still 2 drones remain. Chaplain is not within rapid fire, so he'll get 2 shots. Both missed. Okay. Right, so he's got a couple of bolter shots here from this squad. Going to try and pick off a drone or 2 here. It's just 2 shots, not in rapid fire. 1 hits. You're forced to wound. No, on a 1. Okay. So next he's going to go for the Storm Talon. It's going to try and hose down the Crisis Battlesuits. It's going to target them, and that creates a conundrum here for the tower. If we start sacrificing drones to this lower caliber or medium sort of caliber weaponry, it's going to open them up to higher caliber weapons coming through. But not much we can do about this. James is on target here to do quite well. So twin assault cannon is 12 shots now. Yeah, just checking there before James rolls just to see what we actually need to hit. There's no bonus here. He has interceptor, but it's for units that cannot fly. These can, but his Sky Hammer missile launchers will be on +1 to hit. So freeze to hit here with the assault cannon. Not bad. You get that many dice, it starts to average itself out. He'll be on freeze to wound here, and it is AP -1. So this could be trouble. Oh, it's not a bad roll at all. Looks like 6 wounds. So I'll take these onto the Crisis Battlesuits here. So 4+ armor saves. That is a poor roll. We'll just have to accept that, I think, because there's some nasty weaponry coming through. So 1 Crisis Battlesuit gone, and a wound taken on another. Right, so Skyhammer next. 3 shots, needing 2s to hit, because he's targeting a unit that can fly. They all hit. And then he wants 3s to wound, yes. 2 come through. Now these are nasty ones. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to take the wounds here because there's other nastier weaponry to come through. So 4+ the first one. Nope. 4+ the second. No. Right. So D3 points damage on this one first of all. See if you can kill it outright, and then you can move on to the next model. Your rolls are 5, so he has killed that battlesuit. And then D3 points of damage on the last one. It's the risk we took. 2 wounds. It does remain alive on 1 wound, but he's decimating the Crisis Battlesuits here. They're an expensive unit in themselves. That's 300 points for that unit. So 420 you've lost, but it looks like you're going to wipe out 300 points worth of battlesuits here. So starting to even things up to some degree. Alright, so that's the situation here. There's 2 drones still alive here to protect this last Crisis Battlesuit. So James has got to decide now what he's to do with the rest of his shooting. Alright, so shift of targets now. The Stormhawk here, it's its debut here on the channel. And a golden opportunity here to do well. So the 2 assault cannons are going to go after these 2 drones to strip them away. James working on this area now. The Skyhammer missile launchers to target these drones. And the Las Talon, hoping that all has been cleared away, will go after Commander Pinpoint. So first of all is the 2 assault cannons. That's 12 shots. Try and take out 2 drones here. He rolls up not too bad, so 3s to hit. Yep, so that's the hits. 3s to wound here. Strength 6. Nice job, that's 5. So I'm going to roll here to see if the drones survive. Yes, they do. One of them survives here on an excellent dice roll. And we'll go stratagem here just to make things awkward for James. Almost pulled out another save, but 1 drone brought down. The other has survived. That is quite crucial here. Right, so Skyhammer next. 3 shots needing 2s, just for his bonus. They'll hit on double 6 and a 5. This is nice. 3s to wound. Just the 1. Stratagem to use? Oh, he's thinking about it. Okay, he says no. 5+ save? No. So another drone gone, but 2 do remain. Okay, so 2 drones remain. It looks like Pinpoint's safe for now. 2 shots need 3s to hit. They both hit, that's good. Strength 9, so you're on 2s. 2, well, hold on a second, because... Yeah, no, we're just checking. The wounds are coming in against Pinpoint. Drones may sacrifice themselves there, but it is rolling against Pinpoint, who is toughness 5. So it is actually 3s to wound, not 2s. It does get both, though, on double 5. Okay, so going to lose a drone. It's AP -3, so he's gone. But he just dies anyway. It's a mortal wound. And then I'm going to take a 6-up save on Pinpoint here. No. So is it D6?
It's D6.
It's D6 points of damage. Decent roll here. Commander Pinpoint will be in big trouble. Rolls a 5, James. Well done. Commander Pinpoint gravely wounded here. Now, Tenacious Survivor might be able to shrug some of these wounds off here on 6s. We save one of them, or one of them's ignored. So 4 wounds in total come through against Commander Pinpoint as he struggles to stay alive here. Alright, so next he's going to go for the plasma gun here. It is rapid fire. He's going to try and take out this last drone. Drone can't escape from these shots. It is rapid fire. 2 shots coming through. Any stratagems to use? Did you use one?
No, I haven't used one yet.
Oh, you must re-roll that 1. Right, he's going to use a stratagem at this stage. He wants to get rid of that drone to fulfill his mission here. Gets his hit. 3s for a wound. He does get the wound. Okay, and that's AP -3. So that paid off there. That's that drone gone. That really helps James out. This is all we've got left now. One almost dead commander and one almost dead crisis battlesuit. All right, so we've just changed things here, just stopping because character, he wouldn't have been allowed to be shot at. He should be the last thing to be shot at just there. So the Las Talon wounds that came through, we've put it onto the crisis battlesuit. He's gone. The drones were fine to shoot it, that's no problem. Then taking the wounds off of him and onto the crisis battlesuits. Now, we reckon we've got this right now with the rules. So Commander Pinpoint stands alone now. All drones and crisis battlesuit protection has been stripped away. What do you have left?
I have a disintegrator gun.
Oh yes, the Imperial Space Marine. So glad to have Brother Australius in the Imperial Fist army. He had a beautiful miniature that Games Workshop released. He's got the disintegrator gun. And I think it is within rapid fire as well of Commander Pinpoint. Remember, we've also got the Hunter to hit here as well. Very, very nasty weapon that's armed with also. Plus, it does have a Hunter Killer Missile on top of that as well. So we'll let Brother Australius here have the honour. So 2 shots in 3s. Here, come on, James, your crowd's rooting for you.
For Dawn.
Oh, 2, a 1 and a 2. To his head and his hands. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right, okay. Right, so next is the Hunter. The Hunter becomes hunted by the Hunter. Here, if you're following along. So the Sky Spear missile launcher, maybe you want to fire the Hunter Killer missile. No, you need to declare your shooting, didn't you? So are you going to fire the Hunter Killer as well?
Yes, everything.
You will, everything?
Everything.
Okay. So, Hunter Killer Missile. Needing a free to hit. It's such good value for points. He does get the hit there. He's on 3s to wound. Strength 8.
Yes.
Does get the wound just about on a 3. Okay, so it is -2. So a 3+ save drops to a 5+. We really do need to pass this, or there'll be trouble. We've rolled a 1. Our stratagem's all gone. James holds his D6. There's no stratagem here he can use this turn, so it's a straight roll.
For Dawn. It's a 1.
It's a 1. Oh dear. And then here's an insult if we get a 6. No, we don't. So 1 wound on Commander Pinpoint. Still quite a way to go to destroy him. So 6 wounds in total. So 5 wounds remaining. The Sky Spear missile launcher. Yeah, no, just checking the rules here. The Sky Spear missile launcher is cool. James is on 3s to hit. He gets +1 against units that can fly, which includes the battle suit here. So it's on 2s to hit. Plus, you can reroll failed misses with it. So 2s to hit, rerolling 1s. Now, you can't foul this, please. No. So here it is. 6, a nice plum hit here. 3s to wound. You haven't got a stratagem here. 1 or 2. This is going to... Oh, a 6 again. The round's gone straight through the chest now at the other side here. It's AP -3, so a 6-up save. What an insult if the Tau pull out a 6 at this stage. They do not. D6 points damage. 5 or a 6, you've got a chance of killing Commander Pinpoint. Just a 2. Just a 2. So, 6s. Nothing. 2 more wounds come through. Commander Pinpoint's half dead. 2 shots for the Stormbolter, not in rapid fire range, just the 1 hit. 5s to wound, nothing. It's just looking around to see if James has anything left to fire. Just to mention, by the way, we did fire this las cannon here across over against the ghost kill in the corner. James fired at one of the drones, needing a 4 to hit, rolled a 3, so that one missed. Just there, that was earlier on. So looking round, I don't think you have anything left. Commander Pinpoint has survived. You may well need to charge him in close combat. James does have a bolt pistol here with the Librarian, so we'll let him fire that, and it's a miss on a 1. So end of shooting phase. Everything's been directed here, and rightly so. James did need to address this Tau attack, and to a fair amount, he's rebalanced the game. There's a lot of points here for the Tau, and it's been gravely dealt with. Now, can Commander Pinpoint survive? He's going to need to try and make some kind of escape. He's got nothing that can land and try and protect him. There is assaults to do, yes. So we'll let James roll up some charges here as we go into the assault phase. I'll get some Overwatch resolved as well. Alright, so charges resolved here. Overwatch, James's Terminators did take a hit from a Fusion Blaster and a wound, but James pulled off a 5+ invuln, needing 11 to charge in. With Psychic Power, with the reroll, it got a 10, so not quite enough to reach Commander Pinpoint. The Librarian tried to charge and failed as well. James using up a stratagem, but still not making it into combat. So Commander Pinpoint escapes alive, but all around him have been slain, and he is half killed himself. That marks the end of the first turn for both sides. Horrendous damage dealt out already. Some manoeuvring and deadly shooting taking place already at this stage. Both objectives still being held, but Imperial Fists being oppressed on this flank by the Ghost Kill closing in. And then here, Imperial Fists have had to divert all of their attention against Commander Pinpoint's flank attack. The Tower Gun line watches all of this take place and reloads and prepares to go to another round of shooting. We'll go on to the second turn now for the Tower. I reckon they're ahead. They're ahead because they have a turn in hand, a turn in favour to lay down more shooting against the Imperial Fists. It does seem like first turn is so important for armies now in 8th edition, and Tower will get their second turn coming up next. Alright, so moving for the Tower here on the second turn, taking the fight to the Imperial Fist to some degree, so closing on the right hand flank with the Ghost Kill, moving up, did advance with him, so he has advanced a few inches here. I've stayed back, I'm just trying to keep within 18 inches there with the Fusion Blasters against the Rhino. I don't want to get too close, don't want to get charged and so on in combat. And then here, the drones have jumped into the crater just there. Then here, a Breacher squad. We've ran with these, or advanced with them. They've come out from here and ran around. Nice quick movement from them. They're going to try and scoot over in this direction. There's no harm, I think, in sending them in to go and contest the objective. Then here, the squad that was behind the barricades moved round. The broadsides moved 5 inches, hasn't advanced, just to get within a better range of targets just ahead. Storm Surge and Deferial holding position. This squad on top holding position. This broadside here holding position. Fire Warrior squad that was back here in the open, they've advanced just an inch and they've gone in that direction just there. Other Fire Warriors just here, leaving the DS8 turret and the Marker Light Chesui standing still. The other 5 had advanced forwards. And then round the other side, and just to mention, you see the Storm Surge set up there. When Pinpoint attacks in this way, it does divert all the attention against him, and it keeps the attention away from the Storm Surge and helps keep him alive. So a bit of Tactica there as well. It seems to work quite well for the tower, with that Storm Surge still at full strength, and anchors down as well, getting prepared to fire a +1 ballistic skill. Now we're trying to launch a mission to save Commander Pinpoint here. We haven't given up on him at this point. I was thinking of charging him in to take out another target, but then he's guaranteed to die, so we thought we'd try and pull him back and save that, slay the Warlord point. So what we've done is the 2 drones that were here, advancing them, they jumped 12 inches in total with their advanced move to here, and that has got them nice and close to within Saviour Protocol's range of Commander Pinpoint, who himself did an advanced move back to here as well. So quite quick, both of them meeting up at this point here. The drones now offering their protection to Commander Pinpoint. Unit of breaches, they advanced, they were behind here. They've run through 10 inches in total up to the chain link fence, again trying to lend some fire support to Commander Pinpoint. So we might be able to keep him alive. What we need to do now with the tower is try and suppress and destroy as much of these targets as we can, all to ultimately win the game, but also to try and reduce the amount of firepower that may well come towards Commander Pinpoint. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the tower on their second turn. Okay, so we'll start with Commander Pinpoint here. He's going to go after the Storm Talon. Now, James is in flight mode, so it's hard to hit. We've advanced, so it's another -1 as well. So we are on 4 pluses to hit with 3 shots. Rerolling 1s. We get 1 hit. Yeah, no, we'll use a stratagem. Try and get a 4+. Another 3. Okay, so just 1 hit coming through. 3 to wound. Failed. So failed there, that's not gone through. And that is it. So that's Commander Pinpoint shooting done. Alright, so we resolved some other shooting here. Drones firing at the Storm Talon. The breaches here, a reduced rate to hit because they advanced and firing hard to hit here. Did cause a couple of wounds, but James passing saves. Fire Warriors here, firing as well, but James passing another save. And then both the DS8 turrets as well, Fire Warriors on top of the container as well firing, but again, no damage at all on the Storm Talon. But one thing, we did get a marker light hit to one of the marker lights firing up, so that will help the Storm Surge, which I reckon we're going to fire at this target here. Okay, but before we come to the Storm Surge, just whilst the broadsides are in range here, we're going to try and take out the Storm 10, and then the Storm Surge, with its longer range, may go after the other flyer. Just thinking of doing it that way. So broadside number 1, this one here, will fire at the Storm Talon. So James is hard to hit. We'll fire first of all with the high yield missile pods. So that's 8 shots, needing 5s. We can reroll 1s. That's not bad. That's 3 hits coming through. 3s to wound. Just the one of them. It's AP -2, so 5+ save here. Which James passes on a 6. That's a good start. Smart missile system next. Again, 8 shots is within range 30. Rerolling 1s. Okay. This one won't do as much damage. 5s to wound. Nothing. Alright, so first broadside fails. We'll do the next one. High yield missile pods. Rerolling 1s. That is a good round of shooting here. We're on 3s to wound. All of them except 1. Can't use any stratagems this turn. Saves here of 5+ from James. He pulls off 2 of them. That's not too bad. But 2d3 damage. It is 5 wounds in total there from the broadside. Yeah, so 3 wounds remaining here. That's good shooting from the broadside. We'll continue on with his smart missile systems. So 5s. 5s to wound. Nothing from that one. Not really high caliber enough here. Just needing 5s to wound. But not too bad at all from those 2. They have significantly damaged the Storm Talon just here. Alright, so it's down to Storm Surge now. Cluster rocket system will go into him, and then the pulse driver cannon will go into the Storm Hawk. So, pulse driver cannon. Just the 1 shot. We're on 3+ to hit, hard to hit, 4+. No. Sadly. So, no hit there from the pulse driver cannon. The shot whizzes past the window of the flyer here. 4d6 shots against the Storm Talon, and not too good. 11 shots there. These will need 4s to hit. because of our anchors down. We're not getting reroll ones, so terrible dice roll. Looks like James's flyers are going to survive here, and no wounds at all. So Storm Surge shooting this turn has had 0 impact on the Imperial Fist. This has given James an opportunity here. He might be able to recover from this. He's not taken much damage at all here at this stage, much of his force intact from what has survived from the previous turn. So that's typical Warhammer 40,000. It goes one way, it goes another, backwards and forwards. Imperial Fists. I think the game's back on for them. We'll see what James decides to do with his force. We'll get the shooting resolved actually now for the Ghost Kill. Right, so Ghost Kill here, there's smoke, so a -1 to hit. We're firing 2 fusion blasters. We do get a 5 and a 6. So 2 hits coming through. Freeze to wound. They both wound. It's 2d6 damage. Oh, rolled an 11, James. Rhino goes up in smoke. We'll let you roll up a dice here. You're not very good at rolling 6s in this game, but he rolls a 1. Okay. Re-roll that if you want. No, it's okay. All right. So Rhino goes up in smoke. Good shooting there from the Ghost Kill. We did declare all the shooting against the Rhino, so the Cyclic Iron Raker will not need to fire, but excellent shots there from those double fusion blasters. Alright, so disembarking within 3 inches here of this squad. James has a lot of Marines here. They could go after the Ghost Kill. They may well need to, because he is closing in on the objective just here. But that's a good turn up there. The Ghost Kill, excellent there for pressing at the flank for the Imperial Fists. That does mark... Yeah, it does. It does mark the end of the second turn for the Tau. A bit of a disappointment for them. Commander Pinpoint remains alive. Question is, can he stay alive? James may well shift left here and go after him with a vengeance. Yeah, he's nodding his head here. So I reckon he can still get this Slay the Warlord. And if he continues to do really well, he could even make a bid to go after the objective here. Maybe, we'll have to see. He does remember, if he splits, he does need to remember if he splits his force, there's the danger of weakening his own objective. It's tight here on points, this scenario. Very, very tight indeed. 1 point could decide the game either way. We'll go on to the second turn now for the Imperial Fist. There is a glimmer of hope for them. It's more than a glimmer. A ray of sunshine here descends upon the blessed of the Emperor's noble warriors here. We're going to the second turn now for the Imperial Fists. Alright, so movement for the Imperial Fists on their second turn. It feels like half the battle's been played already, but still really early stages in the game. Terminators on the move. They are pursuing Commander Pinpoint here, still in range of their weapons. The Plasma Gun Marine here as well, Imperial Space Marine, and the Librarian making a move. So this looks like a spearhead attack here from the Imperial Fists. Flyers pivoting and turning and heading off in this direction. Remember in 8th edition now, they can fire off in any direction they wish with their weapons, so keeping a fair distance away from the main Tau army, but still in range to lend help with their fire support. I think Commander Pinpoint definitely is in trouble this turn. Hunter holding position, remaining stationary, just to get his maximum ballistic skill. This squad holding position here, and then all of the Marines that disembark from the Rhino, and then the other combat squad that's down here. There's a lot of them here now, heading off towards the Ghost Kills. A little fight developing on this flank as well. That is movement phase finished. We'll go on to Psychic phase next for the Imperial Fists on turn 2. Alright, so Psychic phase done. It has been excellent here from the Librarian, using Smite, causing 3 mortal wounds. Now, the closest unit was Commander Pinpoint. The way it works, it wasn't to hit, it's just mortal wounds caused. So we used 2 drones to absorb 2 of the mortal wounds, and then Commander Pinpoint took a mortal wound himself and then didn't roll a 6 to ignore it with his Tenacious Survivor trait. Might of Heroes, the other one.
Yeah, +1 strength.
Yeah, that didn't go off there. He tried to cast it on the Terminators. So that is Psychic phase done. That's really helpful for the Imperial Fists. The drones smitten here with a vengeance. So we're going to shooting phase next for the Imperial Fists on turn 2. Right, so he's going to supercharge here with the Plasma Gun. 2 shots. He wants to kill the commander. He rolls a 1 and a 2.
Use a stratagem.
He's going to use up a stratagem here, so he avoids being slain. He rolls a 2, so he's missed, but he's survived. Disintegrator gun now on the Imperial Space Marine. 3s for a hit. Does hit. 4s for a wound.
Strength 5.
Strength 5, toughness 5. He does get it. It's AP -3, I believe. So 6 plus. No. Yes, I think we'll use a stratagem here.
No.
Oh, wow. Wow, well done. Okay, so Commander Pinpoint's still alive. I still think he's going to die here. All right, so stratagem used up. I've only got one left now, but that's kept Commander Pinpoint alive on a cheeky 6. All right, so the Stormhawk's going to fire. Assault cannons, 2 of them into the breaches. Las Talon into Commander Pinpoint. And then the Skyhammer missile launchers all the way across against this broadside over here. So 12 shots, needing 2s, because it's a unit that cannot fly. James is good at taking on ground targets there with the Storm Talon, who's interceptor all. All of them hit except 1. Fantastic. Then strength 6, you're actually on 2s to wound. Oh, what a weapon setup for taking out ground infantry targets we're seeing here. The flyers seem to be doing really well for the Imperial Fists. That is incredible. I think, yeah, here's the strength here, ladies and gentlemen. The flyers, I reckon, they're not too expensive in points. I think both of them are below 200, so they're pretty reasonable. Quite durable. They've taken some hits and survived pretty well, and the damage that they can dish out is pretty impressive. Yeah, no, just correction here. The shooting's coming from the Storm Talon. That's the one that needs 2s to hit and 2s to wounds against the ground targets. That's the one that's set up for that kind of shooting. So we're going to roll up our saves here. So 10 saves here. It's -1, isn't it? So, yeah, we're gone, I think, just about. Yes, it is a wipeout. Well done. So, breaches dealt with. So, that's the casualties dealt out. Very impressive indeed. So, the Skyhammer missile launchers, James declared over against the broadside just over here. So, freeze to hit this time. Just the 1. And it's strength 7, so freeze to wound. It does wound. It's AP -1, I believe, yeah. So 3 plus save, which we pass no problem. Okay, so his armour holding pretty good. So that's the Storm Talon done. James could fire the Stormhawk if he wishes. Next. All right, so Stormhawk fire's been declared. So Las Talon will go into Commander Pinpoint. The assault cannons will go into the Fire Warriors just here. And then the Skyhammer missile launchers are going into Commander Pinpoint as well, just in case. Okay. Yep. Skyhammer missile launcher is actually going to go after the Storm Surge, actually, because it's D3 damage, so he wants to go after a higher wound target. So Las Talon weapon first of all, that is 2 shots here. Yes, interceptor roll. Both these have interceptor roll. So +1 against ground targets, units that cannot fly for the Storm Talon, +1 against units that can fly with the Storm Hawk. The jump packs there can fly. So James on 2s to hit here with his Las Talon.
That's what we need to wound.
2 6s, right. Now, all we need is 2 1s to wound. No, double wounds come through. It's 2d6 damage, -3. So we need a double 6 to stay alive here. Double 1, no stratagems. So Commander Pinpoint, just roll up, see what kind of damage you got here. 5, that's enough. Commander Pinpoint has been slain. So James now picks up. No. Well, stop, James. Just saying, hang on a second. We do have Tenacious Survivor. He rolls 2 6s, 3 wounds plus 4 that are already there. No, it's 7 wounds in total now. He is a goner. So Commander Pinpoint gone. A little bit of fist pumping taking place. James will pick up. Oh, Imperial Fist pumping. Very good.
Imperial Fists.
All right. Okay. So, we'll all calm down.
Dawn will be
I'm sure there's people watching this doing a little bit of Imperial Fist pumping as well. So, oh dear, right. Okay, so, concentrate on the game.
Meditate.
Commander Pinpoint has gone. So whatever happens in this game, James will secure 1 victory point at least, and some respect for sure. He's counterattacked here against the tower, and its mission accomplished. The tower attack on this flank has been entirely wiped out. The Warlord has been slain. So I'm going to say it. This is the toughest now for the tower. So far, they've played a number of games, and they've lost their commander. and Imperial Fists looking quite strong, and their flyers proving to be pretty deadly, and still some firepower to come from them. The next victim he's chosen with his assault cannons. They're utterly deadly now. Oh, they are good. I mean, increased range, increased number of shots for the basic weapon, and it's not twin linked anymore, it's just double effect, so another 12 shots coming down. Now the Stormhawk's firing at targets that cannot fly, so you're at -1, so you're at 4s to hit with this target here. You've rolled up. I think you should have gone after those drones over there, but it doesn't matter. 4s to hit, 5s, 2s to wound actually, all of them except 1. So try and make some saves here of 5+. We saved 1, but 3 fire warriors killed there. Alright, so next bit of shooting is the Sky Hammer from him, and we've put 2 of the breaches back. Remember, it was the Storm Talon that fired at them. Should have been on -1 ballistic skill because of the damage he's taken. He's just 1 point above critical there. So what we've done, 6 breaches were killed. We've put 2 back just to compensate that James needed 3s to hit instead of 2s. I reckon that's fair. Yeah, that's totally fine. And the other shots that it made didn't do any damage against the Storm Surge anyway, so that's fine. So back to this one, firing the Skyhammer missile launchers. 3 shots.
4s to hit.
4s to hit, yes. 2 hits, that's good. So toughness 7 against the Storm Surge, so 4s to wound. Gets the 1. Get a 4-up save because it's AP -1. We fail. I've already used a reroll, I believe, yeah. So D3 points of damage against the Storm Surge. Gets the 5, well done. So 3 wounds coming through. It's a start there against that Lord of War. So 17 wounds remain on the Storm Surge. It's a start, that is helpful. I think that's the 2 flyers entirely resolved now with their shooting. Yes, so we'll let James do the rest of his shooting. He's got advancing Terminators to fire, and some other shots here as well of the infantry. So resolve the rest of the shooting now for the Imperial Fists. Okay, so the rest of the shooting has been resolved here. Las Cannon firing through. James got an excellent hit and wound, but only 1 he rolled for his damage against the broadside just over there, so that survived. Then a supercharged plasma gun here and rolled a 1 and a 2, so James died with that one. And then the other plasma and bolters firing through. A crack grenade was thrown, all of it at the ghost kill and not a scratch on that thing. So no damage taken at all. Bit of a bane, that battlesuit here on this left-hand flank of the Imperial Fists. A lot of Marines trying to take it on, but not causing too much damage. So that is shooting phase finished. James has seriously thinned down the Tau gun line. He's made a good start. Flyers looking very menacing here and causing lots of trouble for the Tau, but we'll see if they can survive. That is the end of the turn. Just looking for assaults. None. Everything's too far away. James planning to try and charge Commander Pinpoint, but he has been slain. So the turn finishes. James readdressing the balance, I think, in this game to some degree. Certainly not over yet. He has picked up that crucial victory point here. So the game currently stands at a draw. It's 4 points each at this stage. So it's neck and neck as we go on to the 3rd turn next for the Tau. Right, so on Tau turn 3 here, just to mention, morale has been done. The breacher, one of the breachers gone, just the leader left. He has then moved back 6 inches, hiding behind the canister, and then the fire warriors just tucking behind there. Drones holding position, protecting this broadside, moving back a few inches with these fire warriors as well. So Tau just going on the defensive now, trying to protect their objective from an attacking Imperial Fist force, potentially. James may well go for the assault here and try and move across here towards the objective. It is quite a long distance to move though, so it will take him a few turns to reach all the way over here. The Storm Surge getting ready to fire. I reckon we need to target the flyers to bring those down to neutralise their firepower on this turn. And then across here, closing in, being aggressive now with the Ghost Kill against the Space Marines just down here. Breachers moving, advancing a couple of inches as well. They will be able to fire with limited effect against the Marines as well. Drones remaining just behind inside the crater. So we'll go on to shooting phase now for the Tau on turn 3. So the game's evened up now after that shock turn 1 James's mood has improved. That doesn't happen very often. Usually it just takes a downward spiral and never recovers. But in this game, his mood has improved vastly there with an excellent counterattack from the Imperial Fists. And in 7th edition, that's what the Imperial Fists used to do. They were a counter-attacking army. They've done it before with great effect, and they've continued that trend over into 8th edition here, so very effective indeed. So we'll go on to tower shooting. They're on the back foot here. They need a good display, especially against these flyers. Otherwise, if James can muster decent firepower against the gun line and continue to thin it down, there will be trouble for the tower. So we'll press on with their shooting next. Alright, so shooting here. First broadside, we'll go after this Storm Talon. It has 3 wounds remaining, so we should be able to bring it down. Well, hopefully be able to bring it down. Start with the high yield missile pod. We're on reroll ones, by the way, with the Ethereal. So we'll reroll these 2. To get any kind of hits, yeah, just the one. Shocking. It does wound though. It's AP -2, so you're on a 5+ save. This could bring you down, this one shot, but James does roll a 5. Well done. Then he's whispering for the Emperor here under his breath. Ones with the smart missile system. Rerolling ones, I mean, those. 5s to wound. There's 1 comes through, and it's -1, so 4+. Another 5. Well done. It's not a scratch here on the Storm Talon. Right, so the other broadside just over here is within range 30 with the smart missile systems of the Storm Hawk, but not the Storm Talon. So we are going to go after the Storm Hawk here. No, we can split, can't we? Yeah, so we go for high yield missile pod here, and then the smart missile systems against the Storm Hawk. So smart missile systems, no 1s there to reroll. 5s to wound. There's 1. 1 save here of 4+.
That's on that one then.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can reroll 1s here. Another 5. He's pulling out a string of good dice rolls. 5s to hit the Storm Talon. Rerolling 1s. That's helped. There's 3 hits. This could be it. Strength 7, toughness 7. 4s. Just the 1. We'll use a stratagem here. It's our last one. Doesn't pay off, so stratagem's all gone. Wanted to get that, but on -2, 5 or 6. Surely not another 5. It's there. No, it's not a 5, it's a 6. Well done. So broadside's ineffective, totally ineffective here against the flyers. Okay, so a little bit of shooting taking place. We've covered the small arms fire, so missile pods have fired with the DS8 turrets, no damage. We're firing them over here. A marker light hit came through on each of these, getting 5s there from the fire warriors that hadn't moved. 1 here, got a hit, and 1 here, so that's good from them. Then their pulse rifles fired down, 2 wounds in total coming through against the Terminators, but James rolling and passing those 2 saves. So that's everything is fired now, apart from the Storm Surge, and we're going to declare pulse driver cannon into the Storm Hawk, and then the cluster rocket system into the Storm Talon. I'm just wondering if the smart missile systems are in range as well. Just check that range. It's range 30. It is, yeah. So smart missile system will be in range here. We will go after him as well. Be handy to bring down at least one of these flyers. So smart missile system, 8 shots needing 4s, re-rolling 1s because of the marker light. Hit. 5s to wound. Just the 1. 1 save. It is -1, so a 4+ save required. And James passes on a 6. A string of excellent dice rolls. A 5, a 5, a 5, a 6, and a 6. Well done. But it can't go on forever. Cluster rocket system. Oh, that's 12 shots coming through. So if James survives this round of shooting, the Storm Talon will remain alive. Rerolling 1s. Needing 4s, actually, because it's 3s, then -1 for hard to hit. It's not too bad, could have been a lot better. Strength 5, so 5s to wound. James will survive. 2 saves here at -1, so 4s. 3 and a 1, 2 wounds come through. He's on critical. He's on 1 wound left. We don't have anything left in the army that can take it out. So we've marked it with 2 puffs of smoke. He's on critical. He's on 1 wound remaining. So pulse driver cannon next. We've got no rerolls left. No stratagems left at all, I don't think. No, so this is it. Just the 1 shot. Fist pumping here. Imperial fist pumping. 4s for a hit. Oh, we needed that to come through. So no damage there at all. Again, the Storm Surge has failed to impress here. Both the flyers still remain alive. One of them is in terrible condition. Still got some shooting to do over here on this flank here. Okay, so shooting resolved over here. Breaches firing through, and Cyclic Iron Rakeout and Fusion Blasters reducing the front squad down to just one Marine remaining. So that is shooting phase finished. We're going to assaults. I reckon I am going to charge with the Ghost Kill, at least just to deny James's shooting with the larger squad. And that will be it. So roll up charges and Overwatch next. Right, so charge has taken place. We have to be an inch away from him. So we've gone into this squad here. No damage from Overwatch at all. That just leaves that lone Marine not contacted. So we'll get our combats resolved next. Right, so combat resolved. The tower, quite harmless in combat now, really. Didn't do anything. Used to be a monstrous creature, but now we didn't even get any hits. 3 attacks, needing 5s. And then James caused 2 wounds. We failed 2 saves there. So we are on 7 wounds remaining out of 10 there with the Ghost Kill. But it means that James may want to pull out of combat. No, he may well want to stay in. Fair enough. Because he fancies his chances of causing more damage, okay. But it denies him his shooting whilst the breaches move up. So and it's drawn him away from the objective as well, actually. So we'll go on to the third turn now for the Imperial Fists. They're definitely still in this game. There's a decent attacking group here. Both flyers just about are alive, at least for the Storm Talon. And then James's objective quite secure, apart from this attack from the Ghost Kill and the breaches moving up. But turn 3 finished for the tower. We'll go on to the third turn now for the Imperial Fists. Right, so moving for the Imperial Fists. James reckons the minimum is going to go for the draw here. And then it's quite rare we get a draw in 40k. It'd be a good achievement. Yeah, it'd be rare. Okay. But remember, line breakers are a crucial point at the moment. The Tau have it with this Ghost Kill. That does need to be destroyed. It's locked in combat at the moment. The other Marine's gone round to try and take on the drones by himself. Then the Terminators have shifted their attention along with Chaplain Titus and the Imperial Space Marine, who's advanced. He will not be able to shoot, but they've moved 5, heading off in this way to try and take on the breaches before they scamper across the open ground into the terrain here. Librarian's moved. Not advanced, has he? Or?
He's advanced 1.
Advanced an inch, right, okay. This squad just consolidating around the las cannon just there. That may well go after the broadside again. And then the 2 flyers have pivoted and headed off in this direction. They've been a real bane for the Tau in this game, especially deadly against the Tau infantry. We've gone to shooting. Nope. You might want to cast some powers.
I can't.
Because you advanced. Okay, okay. So you can't if you advanced, right? Okay, so Psychic Phase done. We'll go straight on to shooting now for the Imperial Fists on turn 3. Okay, so just reading the rules here. If you advance, you can't shoot or charge. I don't think it affects the psychic powers, so we will see here what the Librarian can do. Yep, so Might of Heroes cast here. It's gone off on the Terminators, so +1 toughness, attacks, and strength. Pretty good power, that one. So Psychic Phase finished. On to shooting now. All eyes on the flyers, really. We'll see what kind of damage they can do, especially this one, the Stormhawk. That is fresh here. It's not been damaged at all. Okay, so Storm Talon first of all. Now, it's on 5s to hit because it's on 1 hull point remaining, or 1 wound. But then fire at ground targets will increase. So even towards the very end, when it's on its last wound, its ballistic skill is still pretty good. So the twin assault cannon is going to go after the drones. James wants to eliminate them. Then the Skyhammer missile launchers are going to go after the Storm Surge to try and knock some wounds on that as well. So 12 shots against the drones. A little bit overkill, but he wants to make sure they're gone. Okay, so he's probably glad that he did put all of those shots into them drones because there's a number of misses coming through. He will need freeze to wound. It may work out just about right here because we will get a 5+ armor save. They all wound, that's really good. So it looks like we are going to be destroyed. Yes, 4 wounds taken, so drones gone. That's good. 5s to hit now with the Skyhammer missile launchers against the Storm Surge. So 3 shots needing 5s. Nothing. Alright, so that's him resolved. Mission accomplished though, drones are gone. Right, so then the Stormhawk is going to fight everything. All weapons are going to go after this broadside just here. So we'll do the easy one. Las Talon, first of all. 2 shots, there's no drones to protect him now. 1 hit does come through, be freeze to wound. It does on a 6, that's good. We'll try and roll up a save here.
You do?
A 5, yeah, 2 plus. 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus. We do save that Las Talon round coming through. So assault cannons now. You will get 12 shots. Forced to hit here because he's firing at a unit that cannot fly. Okay. Not bad. Then forced to wound. We are actually toughness 6. And that's pretty good. Saves here. Oh no. Triple 1. Would you believe it? No stratagems to help out. So 3 wounds taken on the broadside. That's good going. Next is Skyhammer. If one of these gets through, it could cause a lot of trouble here for the broadside. So forced to hit. So forced to hit here with the Skyhammer. Good going, James. Well done. Freeze to wound. Your strength 7. 2. That's good.
I'm going to spend a command point.
Oh, you do have one. Yeah, use it up.
No.
No. Okay. So 2 saves here of 3 plus. Yes, we do. Just about. That's good. All right. So broadside will survive. It's been half killed. So that's that shooting done. We'll resolve the rest of the shooting here for the Imperial Fists on their 3rd turn. All right. So rest of the shooting done. Terminators, especially assault cannon, very effective. Breaches are gone. They've been hewn down here in a hail of firepower from storm bolters and from the assault cannon. So excellent result there for James. It's that strength 6 in 2s too, and that's really good in 8th edition. And the AP -1, we're on 5 plus armour. We failed a load of saves. The breaches all gone. James fired at the drones here, no damage against them. The bolters here fired against the drones and missed. Las cannon fired down here and failed to wound against the broadside. Then James fired his bolt pistols whilst in combat here against the ghost kill, but no damage done. We passed a couple of saves. And we've seen the firepower from the flyers. Not utterly devastating this turn, but definitely picking away at the tower here, causing some damage against them. A lot of Imperial Fists now. Look, full strength Terminators, Chaplain, Imperial Space Marine, Librarian, all still alive. This unit here, holding up the Ghost Kill in combat, and the 2 flyers still moving around the table. And Tau really shrinking down in size. The game's definitely still on. Charges, fresh charges, yes. James is going to try and charge in against the drones just over there. And the melee continues down here. So we're all up. There's no Overwatch. No. James is just over an inch away. I'll let him roll up. Yes, he is in range. So we'll just move him in and resolve these combats. All right, so combat's resolved down here. Ghost killed, no damage caused against it, and then no damage in return. Across here, James did kill a drone, but we've passed morale with that, so that one's held position, but one of those drones has been killed. That is the end of turn 3 here for the Imperial Fists. They're definitely still in the game. They're playing for a draw. Probably at the moment. Tau would like the win, so we'll press on to their 4th turn. Time ticking away here if the Tau do want to achieve victory. They do need to direct firepower in this direction, but these flyers need to be dealt with at the same time. Also to mention, Ghost Kill is quite strong, but can it cope with all of these advancing Marines closing in? I think James, it looks like he's going to be able to secure this objective. But we'll go on to the 4th turn now for the Tau. We need an excellent round of shooting from them if they're going to try and get ahead in this game. Alright, so moving for the Tau on their 4th turn. Time is ticking away here, so pulling out of combat, jumping with the Ghost Kill, the drone pulling out of combat as well against the Lone Marine. Then coming across here, we're going to launch a attack here, so maybe a bit too late in the game, but Fire Warriors on the move, may as well move them across. The Ethereal moving around, did an advanced move just to here, just to give them that 6-inch bubble on re-rolls of 1s for hits this turn. Standing still with the 2 broadsides, getting ready to shoot, remaining stationary here as well with the Storm Surge, and then the 2 Fire Warrior squads with their DS8 turrets remaining stationary as well. That's all the movement done for the Tower. Just really trying to think which targets are best to shoot at. But we'll go on to shooting phase next for them on the 4th turn. Alright, so shooting phase resolved here for the Tower. The Storm Talon has been brought down, just the 1 wound brought down there. That was firepower from the...
Fire Wars, I think.
Yeah, it was Fire Warriors, yeah. Firing the pulse rifles there. That James failing one of his saves. Then we tried to put multiple marker lights here on the Hunter, but only got 1 in the end, just trying to use the destroyer missiles from the Storm Surge, but only 1 marker light hit, so didn't fire them this turn. Instead, we directed all of our firepower at the Terminators, along with firepower here from these Fire Warriors, and also from the broadsides as well. That's the damage that we caused, just 1 Terminator brought down. Again, James rolling some excellent saves, and also some poor dice rolling from the Tower. Across here, the Lone Marine was killed, just there, the one in the crater. That was 2 Fusion Blaster hits that he took, and then no damage done from the Cyclic Iron Raker against the squad just there. Then around here, the Lone Marine with the Plasma, he was killed. That was firepower from one of the smart missile systems on top of the broadsides. That shooting done. It's pretty tame actually from the Tower. They do look secure on their objective, but their rush and their bid to try and dislodge James from his, the Imperial Fists look quite strong on their objective as well. So it's all about line breaker now. Can either side achieve that? Because I don't think Slay the Warlord's going to be easy here. The Chaplain does look well protected, at the moment at least. We'll go on to the next turn. There is no charges, no assaults. The Ghost Skill can't charge because he pulled out of combat. So we will now go on to the 4th turn for the Imperial Fists. Right, so movement done for the Imperial Fists. James is pressing on with his attack here, moving in this direction now to take on the Fire Warriors head on as he makes his advances with the Imperial Space Marine just behind, Chaplain Titus and the Librarian as well. A lot of value here for the Imperial Fist. That is a nasty advancing unit. It may look small in number, but that is some decent gear there advancing towards the Tower gun line. Hunter holding position. That marker light can be removed, and then across here, keeping the laser cannon stationary, the other Marines moving. We'll just tuck him in, keep him in coherency. The others just moving on, securing the objective there, whilst the other Marines from this squad continue to move on with their attack against the Ghost Kill. Then across here, the Storm Hawk has moved across the Tower gun line and has just landed across on the other side. So that's movement done. We've gone to Psychic Phase next for the Imperial Fists on turn 4. Right, so Smite failed to go off across here, but Might of Heroes again cast on to the Terminators. It's decent power that, giving them +1 toughness, +1 attack, and +1 strength. So it's actually really, really good. So Librarian coming in quite handy just there. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next for the Imperial Fists on turn 4. Right, so Shooting Phase resolved here for the Imperial Fists has been pretty impressive. The Terminators firing through, Assault Cannon as well. They brought down a couple of casualties against the Fire Warriors here. Stormbolter from here, the Hunter just in range, brought one of the Fire Warriors down as well. Chaplain caused a casualty, so that's the state of them. The last Breacher just there was killed. That was from the Disintegrator gun from the Imperial Space Marine. Then across here, the Flyer, Assault Cannon fire caused a wound in total on the broadside. There's 2 wounds left on this one here. Las Talon caused a wound here on the Storm Surge. We passed an Invuln save just there with a shield generator, and the Skyhammer missile launchers failed to do any damage just there. It's not too impressive from the Flyer. Then across here, Ghost Kill has gone. He has been destroyed. The drone was killed first. That was bolter fire from this squad, and then there's a plasma gun caused a wound against him. 2 wounds, yeah. James went on to overcharge, yeah. And then here, the las cannon.
The Hunter.
It was the Hunter, yes, that's right. The Hunter fired through with its weapon there, failing an armor save. And then you rolled a 5. Yeah, rolled a 5 for wounds coming through against the Ghost Kill. It's 5 wounds remaining. So the Ghost Kill has been destroyed. Very impressive and an excellent result there for the Imperial Fists. That is really helping. Well, that's pretty much secured that objective now for the Imperial Fists. So James looking seriously at a draw here at least. So it looks like, could it be that James is going for the victory here with his Terminator mob? They're advancing towards the tower, and if they get to in line breaker range, then James is going to pick up the point that could tip the game into his favour and achieve victory. There is a lot of He's dropping dice here. He's nervous at this stage. Tau need a good display of firepower. We've got to stop this Terminator advance here, otherwise there'll be trouble. So we'll go on to their 5th turn now. So I was about to say we're going to go on to the next turn here for the Tau, but James does have a charge to make. The Terminators will attempt to charge the Fire Warriors here. Now, that'll get him pretty close to line breaker, so that's the reason why he wants to charge. So we'll roll up some charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so the unthinkable has happened. The Terminators have made it into combat here against this Fire Warrior, the lone Fire Warrior just there. And then he will be allowed to move in against the other Fire Warriors when he piles in during his fight phase. So we'll get this combat resolved next as the Terminators break in against the Tower gunline. Alright, so combat resolved there. James hammered the Tower. He wiped out the lone Fire Warrior and killed all of the others apart from one as he piled in. So excellent result from those Terminators. So they're gone. The lone Fire Warrior then busted morale and melted away, never to be seen again. And then James has then consolidated towards the nearest enemy, which is the Imperial, which is just there. So excellent result here for the Terminators. I reckon they are claiming line breaker now. So as it stands at the moment, James is winning. James is winning the game. So with that turnaround, that marks the end of the 4th turn for the Imperial Fists. We'll go on to the 5th turn now for the Tower. Simple objective really, kill those Terminators there and try and deal with other targets around here as well, and the Flyer that continues to menace the Tower gunline. So we'll go on to Tower turn 5 next. Okay, so movement done for the Tau. The Imperial pulling back and hiding behind the container just here onto the objective. Tau bracing themselves, getting ready to fire with everything they have. We're going to shooting phase for them next. Right, so shooting for the Tau here on their 5th turn. Not too bad. 4 wounds dealt out on the Stormhawk. That was fire from some of the smart missile systems coming through from the broadsides. Cluster rocket system as well from the Storm Surge. Pulse driver cannon. Also, but no damage coming through from that. Then the Fire Warrior squads here and here, their Marker Lights did find their target against the Hunter. So we let loose with the Destroyer missiles and caused a total of 8 mortal wounds coming through. So that was a good result just there. So that's been severely damaged now, and the rockets have been used up. And then the broadside firing through with its high yield missile pods, no damage or further damage there against the Hunter. But Fire Warriors firing through, this broadside firing through as well, and all the Fire Warriors and their turrets have reduced the Terminators down, and they have been destroyed. It was blistering firepower from this broadside here, with the -2 to the saves, and then the D3 damage really took its toll on the Terminators, wiping them out. So that attack has come through. Both sides launching attacks and being repulsed, either side repulsing each other's attacks coming through. Still the characters remain, but with the loss of the Terminators perhaps too late now for the Imperial Fists to try and claim this Tau objective. They're not letting it go. Linebreaker still a possibility. We'll have to see. We're going to go on to combats. There's none. Shooting phase is all finished. So that's the end of turn 5. We'll go on to the 5th turn, possibly final turn now for the Imperial Fists. So Imperial Fist turn 5 here. Stormhawk has pivoted and has moved across to here. It'll still be able to fire its weapons down at the Tau gunline. Then across here, the Imperial Space Marine has moved, getting ready to fire his disintegrator gun here at the broadside. Librarian moving up as well in support. Chaplain Titus pulling back though. James wants to keep him alive, and then consolidating onto the objective with these Marine squads just here. It does look pretty secure down here now. James will be happy about that. So, movement done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Imperial Fists on turn 5. So Psychic Phase finished. It's been really good here from the Librarian. Smite went off. Closest was the broadside. 3 mortal wounds dealt out. An excellent roll there from James. And then Might of Heroes you cast on Imperial Space Marine. Okay, so Imperial Space Marine has received that benefit just there. So that is the Psychic Phase done. On to shooting next for the Imperial Fists on turn 5. Right, so Imperial Fist 5th turn shooting. The Las Talon did no damage against the Storm Surge. Then the Assault Cannon combined with the Disintegrator Gun and Las Cannon managed to finish off the broadside that was just down here. So he has gone. Finally, James happy to get rid of at least one of those units. Yeah, and that is pretty much it. So just both sides just picking away at each other's defence of their objective, but both sides, to be honest, looking pretty secure. I don't think the Storm Surge is going to be going anywhere. Tau looks secure on theirs. And Imperial Fists flooding the area of Marines. They look pretty secure. Chaplain Titus falling back to hold that position as well. All right, so no assaults available now in this turn. So turn 5 is finished. We'll go on to turn 6, unless James rolls a 1 or a 2, and the game will end. He has rolled a 1, so the game is finished. Here, we reckon it could be a draw. We'll get an exact score here, but very, very impressive here from the Imperial Fist. What a comeback from them. If they have achieved a draw, that is very good indeed. Very, very impressive from them. We'll get an exact score and points. All right, so yeah, just looking around at the table here for points. So 3 points each for securing objectives, nicely secured by both sides. First blood was achieved by the Tau, very importantly in the end, and then the Imperial Fists achieved Slay the Warlord. James's units, the Terminators were in Linebreaker range. They were killed, just these two, but they are out of Linebreaker. It's about there they needed to get to. So if the game had gone on, maybe they could have moved into in range, but then the Tau maybe would have blown those characters away, so it's difficult to say who would have won. Tau, we reckon, definitely couldn't have made a bid against the objective just here, and didn't really have any units that could go for Linebreaker either, so it was a chance for the Fists to get the victory, but the game has ended there at the end of turn 5 with a draw. It is 4 points each in total, and it deserves to be. I think both sides have fought well, but especially the Imperial Fists have made an excellent comeback towards the end and have earned themselves a draw here against a Tau army that as yet hasn't been defeated. So well done to James. He's led the Imperial Fists well, absorbing the damage and then launching a counterattack that almost brought about a victory for the Imperial Fists. So there it is. A great encounter, really enjoyable this one. Both sides have nice long-range firepower, and it's a good clash here. It suits very nicely to this desert terrain. But on this battlefield, Tau and Imperial Fists have clashed, and it's been a draw. Both sides will pull back to their objectives and live to fight another day. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. So just discussing units of the game, James is going to give it to the Flyers in general. They were a pain to the Tau. Their firepower was excellent. They caused a nice lot of damage and really did help in that counterattack at the mid-stage of the game. And then for the Tau, we're going to give it to the Ghost Kill over here. His attack, just led by himself really, was pretty effective. He destroyed the Rhino here and took on the units that were sent against him. But that's units of the game for both sides.